Welcome to Mommispace. My name is Brianna Bernhard, your hostess, and I am a new mom. I selfishly created this podcast to get some advice and inspiration from the moms in my community who are doing amazing things while raising their families. I've realized motherhood is hard, but knowing I'm not alone in this call makes all the difference, and I hope you feel refreshed as you listen. Welcome to the tribe. Welcome back to Mommispace. This is Bree, and today I am here with Angela Wood. Angela, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We got connected through a mutual friend, Robin Volts, who has been on the show already, for those of you that have been listening in. And I'm excited to talk to you today about your journey as a mom and kind of what you're pursuing right now. But before we dive in, could you just share a little bit about yourself, where you're located, what's family life look like for you?
So I'm originally from Michigan,
Oh,
but
very
right
cool.
now we are living in San Diego because my husband's in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bunch of fun.
Yeah.
And we have three kids. We have 6-year-old Mia, we have 3-year-old Axel, and 10-month-old August.
Wow. Full house.
Yeah, it's like a circus here,
Yeah.
99% of the time.
That's awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I guess I always like to start off just asking each mom, like, how did you become a mom? Was it planned? And kind of what's your journey look like now?
Well, I'm 23 and my daughter's 6. So if you
Wow.
do the math, I got pregnant at 16. So
Wow.
it wasn't planned. But I mean, she's the best thing that's ever happened to
Oh.
us. And yes, all three of my kids are from the same guy. We met in
Wow.
high school,
Oh
and
my
yeah,
gosh.
so we've been together for almost 9 years now.
Wow.
But yeah, it wasn't planned. It was super challenging. I was a junior in high school when I found out I was pregnant with her. And
Wow.
yeah, I went all throughout senior year being pregnant. And
Wow.
then second semester of senior year, I only had a few more credits I had to do. So I did those at home on the computer.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely tough. But I
Dang.
mean, I was determined. I'm graduating high school. Like, I
Yeah.
did not go to school for this many years
Yeah.
just to like give it away because I'm having a
Wow.
kid. Like, no way.
Wow.
So we made it work.
That's amazing. Now, was your husband at the time like wanting to go into service? Like, did he know he wanted to be in the Navy? Like, how did that all work for you guys?
No, because he was already graduated
Okay.
when I had her. So he was going to the community college by our house
Uh-huh.
for law enforcement.
Wow.
So he was really set on being a police officer, and he was working at McDonald's
Wow.
when I got pregnant. We were both working at McDonald's when
Oh
I got
my
pregnant.
gosh, that's amazing.
And
You
then
guys hustled.
yeah, and then then he like switched a few jobs, um but yeah, he was going to school to become a police officer, and that kind of got a little, it wasn't, we needed to get out of my parents' house because we were living with my
Mm,
parents, and he's like, I can't do this anymore. I need to be able to like take care of my family.
mm.
So then we made the decision for him to join.
Wow. Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it was a huge deal because I'm super close with my family too. So then
Wow.
having to like come to terms with, okay, not going to be here forever.
Wow. Yeah, that's huge deal. Now, I would imagine like in that kind of situation, you kind of have to grow up pretty quick. Like you kind of don't have a choice. Like when you have a baby, like just so much changes. How has your experience with being a mom now, like having your younger two, like how did that all work for you? How did that feel?
Well, since I had to grow up so fast, and was a teenager when I had her, I had to grow up so fast. Like I didn't have a
Yeah.
choice. I For me it was never an option to just like pawn my kid off and,
Right.
still go out and hang out with friends and stuff. My kid was my number one priority.
Wow.
And so I always felt like I was older. Like people ask me how old I am, and I always forget. I'm like
Yeah.
40 for
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right. I'm 23. That's it. But so I
Wow.
mean, it just seems natural for me
Mm.
to be, I guess, more mature and just take the role of being a mom
Mm.
and just kind of go with it instead
Mm.
of, I mean, yes, of course it sucked not being able to do the whole college experience. And,
Yeah.
I've never been to a college party or anything like
Yeah.
that.
They're
But I mean,
overrated.
right,
It's
at the same time,
overrated.
I'm
I
like,
know.
right. And then we would go out to bars and stuff. Like, I'm like, I feel really out of place here. Like, let's go
Yeah.
home. Like, let's just
Yeah.
leave.
Oh man. Now, had you wanted to be a mom? Like, could you see yourself being a mom when you were growing up, or was this kind of like you just kind of got thrown into it and
No,
now you're enjoying
I've
it? Like, what?
I've always wanted to be a mom.
Wow.
That was
Okay.
like, I always said like I wanted to be a young mom. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't think I thought that
Yeah.
young, but
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely always wanted to be a young mom and be able to have grandkids young and be able to
Hmm.
just be able to do everything that I wanted to be able to do. Now, do I
Wow.
do all those things that I wanted to do? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those are the goals.
Yeah. 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 Wow. I like to ask each mom I talk to, typically, like, what are some of your passions in life? Like, what brings you life and joy? Maybe apart from your children, or it could be including your children. But how does being a mom like fuel those things that give you life? And yeah.
This is a really hard question for me. Because and I struggle with this because like I don't everyone has that like idea of like what they want to be when they grow up.
Mm,
I don't have that idea and I'm still like searching for it
yeah.
because I went straight from being a high school cheerleader to a mom. Like I
Yeah.
never had that in between of like
Right.
finding yourself phase.
Right. Totally.
Um
Wow.
so it's like I honestly just I don't have really an answer
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's I've never known anything other than being a kid and then
Wow.
being a mom.
Yeah.
Like that's all I know. And I really struggle with it. My husband gets so frustrated with me because he's like, you need to figure out what you want to do. Like the kids
Mm,
aren't going to be little forever. And I'm like, I
mm.
know. I'm
Wow.
trying.
Wow.
So it's really a struggle for me to find like the passion. I mean, I
Mm.
love doing like do it yourself projects
Mhm.
and like stuff like that. Like I find like crafty fun things to do
Yeah.
to take time for myself,
Yeah.
but like a passion, I don't know if I really have one.
Yeah. No, that's actually great. I appreciate your vulnerability there and sharing like where you're at right now because I think you're definitely not alone in that like place. I know there are lots of moms who probably can resonate with that and I appreciate that perspective so much. Yeah. I had also really loved to just ask because I have literally no grid. I think my first time really kind of diving into the whole like military life, like learning about that was with Robin. My cousin also, her husband is in the military, and then my other cousin has husband in police force, all of that. So I kind of understand a little bit, but I really would love for you to share what that journey has been like because it sounds like you even kind of got thrown into that place, maybe from a place of like need, but like how has that played out for you guys in the long run? Like, is it something that you're grateful for, or is it hard? Like, just kind of dive into that.
To be totally honest, I hate the military.
Oh man. There you go. There you have it.
As a spouse, like
Yeah.
it really sucks. Like,
Mm,
yes, I'm grateful for the guaranteed paycheck. I'm grateful for like the health insurance. Um, I'm grateful for that.
mm-hmm.
But as a spouse, it really, really sucks. My
Yeah.
husband has been, my daughter's 6. He joined when she was a little over 1. She was about like 16, 18 months. So
Wow.
he's missed 4 out of her 6 birthdays.
Wow. Just because of like deployment?
Deploying, or he's
Wow.
in school, boot camp. So right now we're going through our second deployment.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, so I mean it's tough. Like I've had when I had August, he was deployed.
Wow.
So it's really hard. I mean, like I said, I'm grateful for the paycheck and stuff, but it's hard being away from family. It's
Yeah.
hard, it's because
No
you don't have
kidding.
like I don't have that like, hey, let me call my mom to see if she can come babysit so I can go to the doctors.
Wow. Wow.
It's everyone's going. Let's load up.
Mm.
Like
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you guys are you guys living like on a base? Like how does that work?
we were in military housing, but since California is so dang expensive,
Oh.
um, my husband was having a hard time with paying housing so much money and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
us never seeing it again.
Yeah.
So we recently bought a house.
Wow.
Yes, so
Are you enjoying
that's
that? Like, is that a good process? Because I just
yeah.
know, like, I've heard that it's nice having that community, even like being on, like, doing what is it called? Where you guys were before, like military
Oh, the
housing.
military housing, yeah.
Like, I've heard that that can be a nice, like, it, like there are other military wives typically there. Like, did you encounter any of that? Like, as far as like being away from family and getting to have some kind of camaraderie with those people?
Yeah, I mean, I met Robin through our husbands.
Wow.
They went to school together. Well, actually, Matt went to school with Nick's roommate. So they met in Illinois, and then both of us got stationed in San Diego, and now
Okay.
Robin's like one of my greatest friends.
Oh, how
So,
cool.
so yeah, I've met like a few really good girls out here, and
Wow.
so it's nice. It's yeah, you definitely have to find your own little support group and
Wow.
just stick in with that and hold on to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, community I'm sure is a even more important thing like in your lives now than ever before.
Right.
Wow. Now, I like to also ask, like, how do you stay inspired, like, in the day to day? Like, you're managing a household and 3 kids. Like, what are some things that, like, you do to manage your time, manage your heart, and, like, stay inspired and, like, hopeful, I guess?
Well, with managing my time, I have like a real big pet peeve of like being on time for things. So I'm
Ah,
a big
yes.
planner.
Nice.
So if I know that I have to be out of the house by 6 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give myself an hour to get the kids ready,
Mm-hmm.
and then if I'm gonna get ready, which usually I don't,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'll give myself an hour because stuff happens. Kids
Yeah.
need diaper changes and whatever.
Yeah.
So I plan. I will start my planning the night before and make sure I'm out of the house and ready and stuff on time. Um, as for my household, it's is really you just have to find whenever it works for you. And sometimes the house can take the back seat and it's
Yeah.
okay to have a messy house and all that. Like it's
That's good.
sometimes you have to,
Yeah.
otherwise you're just going to go
Yeah.
crazy. As for my kids, how I stay inspired with them is because they're all in, I mean, my 2 older ones, the 6 and 3-year-old, they're in pretty challenging places right now.
Sure. Sure.
Um, my 6-year-old thinks that she's 16, and it's it's terrible. It's oh my gosh, she's like the attitude that she's giving me, the whatevers. She just started saying OMG, and I'm like,
That is hilarious. Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
you need to stop.
Yeah.
But um, how I
Aw.
stay inspired with them is well, I had a stillbirth back in
Oh my
2015,
gosh. I'm
so
sorry.
losing a child
Oh,
unexpectedly, you you try to put things into perspective more. And so I try to, whenever I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, these kids are driving me crazy, just remember that I could not have them. Like they could
Wow.
die in any moment, and you know, I would never see them again. I would never be able to hold them
Mm.
again. So just
Wow.
trying to remember that and be able to push through those super hard moments where I want to rip my hair out
Wow.
and be able to like push through with that. So really my little angel keeps me
Oh my gosh.
inspired inspired with
Yeah.
them.
Wow. Yeah, that is some powerful perspective right there. Oh my gosh. What are some of the ways that you have found, like, what are some things that you love to do to kind of like pamper yourself?
For pampering myself, I really love coffee.
Yes.
So I just I really love go and I'm a big spender. So I love spending money. So like going to Target and like getting Starbucks, those just it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And I know like some people just don't get it and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, whatever. It's not for you to understand.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not doing it for you. I'm
Yeah.
doing it for me.
There
Like
you go.
but yeah,
Uh,
that and I like at the end of the day after the kids are in bed,
mm-hmm.
I love to just sit on the couch and just watch like my trashy reality TV shows. Like that is what gets me going. Like I just
That's
I
awesome.
love that kind of stuff.
Nice. Nice. Oh, okay. Have you experienced mom guilt? And if so, like, what are some of the things that you do to overcome it?
Okay, I just want to start by saying that if a
Yes.
mom is saying they've never experienced mom guilt, they're lying. Like like
Yes.
that's everyone has experienced mom guilt.
Yeah.
Um to get through it, okay, they're fed. They have food. It might be McDonald's that their food is,
Yeah.
like their stomach is full with, but they have food in their mouth.
Yeah.
They have clean clothes. They have a house. They're happy most of the time. Like they'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I mean, because there's hard days, and
Totally.
I I'm really struggling right now with my 6-year-old, and because we're a lot alike.
Mm-hmm.
So our personalities clash because we're
Mm.
basically the same person.
Nice.
So the control and it's a real struggle. So I'm really struggling with like not yelling at her and like
Mm.
disciplining her and stuff, and I don't have any backup right now. So
Mm.
it's hard, but I'm just trying to remember like she'll be okay.
Mm.
Like she has a good heart. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always use it properly. But
She's
her
learning. Yeah.
right, she's still learning, and it's a challenge, but they're fed, they're
Yeah.
happy, they have a roof over their head. So you just gotta tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah. That's really good. Simple and so true. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I also love to talk about legacy. So, like, when you think about like when you're gone someday, like, what's the legacy you want your kids to have, or like the heritage that they will carry on?
I was thinking about that, and I just want them to be good people.
Mm.
I mean, growing up, I was a little bit of a bully, and I mean, I can't deny that. Like I was pretty mean to some people, and I regret that with everything in me. Like I
Mm.
regret that. And after having Mia, it changed everything. And
Mm.
I wanted to make sure like my kids have to be nice to everyone.
Mm.
They, and I want like I'm the person that's like, okay, I have this leftover box of food, the takeout from wherever, and I see a homeless person, I want to give it to them.
Mm.
Like, I just want my kids to be good, kind people.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Again, that's like so simple, but it's so powerful, like in the
Yeah, I'm
long
not
run,
a
right?
very
Like,
like yeah, I'm not a very complex person.
no, I
It's
love it.
very simple, like, oh,
That's
this is what you
good.
get.
It's really good stuff. Yeah, seriously. Now, I had a question kind of come up in my mind, if you don't mind. I kind of want to.
Mhm.
as being a mom of three, married to someone in the Navy, like, what is something that people on the outside, looking in, like, what are some ways that we can support you, support those who are serving our nation? Like, what are some, like, practical ways, maybe, or like things we can say, things that we can do to support and honor you, as a mother and as someone who is really doing the serving as well.
Right.
You know?
Um, One thing I could tell you to not say,
Yeah,
because
that's great.
I hear this all the time, and it's so annoying. And I feel like I could speak for like most military spouses,
Mm-hmm.
is when people say, "Well, this is what you signed up for,"
Mm,
and you're like, "Well, no." No, have you ever
wow.
been in a recruiting office? Because they don't tell you all this. Like,
Wow.
um,
Yeah.
but really, like, if you ever, this goes for anyone, even
Okay.
if they're not military, if you see a mom, like, in a store
Yeah.
and her kids are throwing a temper tantrum and she looks like she's about to just fall over, like, just go up to her and tell her, like, you're doing a good job. Like, you're
Yes.
doing okay. Like, and they say that, kids throw temper tantrums and stuff, and it's not necessarily what the kids are doing, it's how the moms are responding.
Mm,
So, I mean, if you just go and tell them, like, it's okay, like, hey, I've been there,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just because I've had so many moments where I felt like I'm the only person in the world going through
Mm,
this.
yeah.
And I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not that special where, I just have all this crazy stuff that happens to me. It's not, it's not just
Mm,
me. So I think if moms and anyone, if you see anyone that just looks like they're struggling, just let them know that
mm,
it's okay. Like, you're gonna be okay.
that's really good. Angela, you are a powerful woman. I'm inspired by you and feel honored that you would talk to me. I mean, it sounds like you've lived like many, many lives already. Like, so I know you have so much to offer, and I'd love to be able to like share your social media accounts, or if you're willing to, like, if there are
Yeah.
people that need to reach out or want to ask you questions, like, would you be willing to connect?
Oh yeah, of course. I have Facebook, Instagram, I have my
Okay.
blog.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's right.
So
Okay,
any of
cool.
that.
That's great. Awesome. We will put all the links there then.
Okay.
Okay, so I like to wrap up with some fun questions. The
Okay.
first would be, do you have like a favorite product for yourself or for your kids that you feel like you couldn't live without right now?
Mm. For myself or for my kids? I mean, it's just I'm pretty boring. Like, I d a hair tie. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, if you have
Yes.
the serious, like, I don't know why that just came to my head, but like
No, that's so good.
my Mia, she like will wear like 10 hair ties on her wrist.
Oh, yes.
And she gets it from me because, like, right now I have three on my wrist and I
Oh
have two
my
in my hair.
gosh.
So
Oh,
like,
that's so funny.
because especially if you have girls, like,
Mm-hmm.
their hair gets in their face, or it's hot and they
Yep.
get sweaty and gross. So then you have to put their hair up,
Yeah.
and I never have time to get ready. So I just my hair's always in a frizzy, messy bun.
There
Like,
you
that's
go.
just it. That's me.
Yes.
So I have a
Collar.
lot of hair, so I need a
Ah,
lot of hair ties. So
that's a great, like,
like
yeah, that's such a
I
good
I'm
product
like,
for
I
sure.
don't know what I could even say other than, yeah, hair ties and coffee.
Well, I mean,
That's
like, that's such a good point. Like, I can't even, I have short hair right now, but when I had long hair all through my daughter's pregnancy.
Yeah,
And it was a lifesaver because it was the summer in Southern California. But
right,
you just don't think about that. Like, if you don't have a hair tie, you're kind of screwed. Like, especially
right.
if you have a lot of hair. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that it's
great.
just the simple things that
Yes.
gets me through the day.
Yeah. Coffee and hair ties.
Yep.
Do you have any like holiday traditions that you share with your family?
Holiday traditions, like for Christmas, or
Yeah, I mean any holiday.
yeah, I mean, we always do like a family ornament. So every year, I mean, our family keeps growing, so
Hmm.
we have to add another snowman or reindeer to our
Aw,
Christmas tree, our
that's
Christmas
so
tree.
cute.
And we make Christmas cookies, and um, gingerbread houses, which
Nice.
most of the toppings always end up
Yep.
in Axel's mouth,
Yeah. No.
because he's 3 and yeah, he's.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I need to say anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Every mom's like, oh yeah, like shaking her head.
right, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, we watch Christmas movies and not,
Aw.
I mean, nothing like too crazy.
Yeah.
I always try to make an ornament with like their handprint or
Oh,
footprint, or
very
have
cool.
them like make something so that way, they can see it when they're older. Because I still have ornaments from when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh, that's so
So,
sweet.
yeah, so now they're on our tree and they're like, that's mom's ornament. Don't touch it. I'm
Oh,
like,
precious. That's so cute. I love it. Okay, and then the last thing would be, do you have a piece of advice that you would give a new mom?
yeah. Um, I would say it's okay to not be okay.
Mm,
I say it all the time. I say it to my friends when they're struggling. Like, it's okay to not be okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
If you can recognize it,
mm-hmm,
that you're not okay at the moment, like, I
mm-hmm,
struggled with postpartum depression, um, with Axel when it was undiagnosed, and then, with August, and that was diagnosed, and I wasn't okay.
mm,
But, I talked to someone, just talk
yeah,
to someone that you trust and be able to vent to them or say whatever you need to say, but it's okay to not be okay.
mm,
As long as you get out of it,
yeah,
out of that state of mind, it's it's okay. Like,
yeah,
tomorrow's a new day. You're gonna be able to get through this,
yeah.
and you'll be happy and be a rock star
Mm,
in no time.
mm. That's so good. I think, yeah, there's so much power in like saying it out loud too. I feel like because when we keep stuff stuffed inside, sometimes it like gets crazier than it actually is.
Right.
But having somebody that you can talk to, yeah, all of that is so good. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
just find one person and you can say whatever you want, and try to find someone that's like not your husband
Yeah,
or
that's
your
good. That's
boyfriend,
so good.
because they're not going to empathize with you,
Yeah.
and they're not going to be like all super, I mean, maybe they will be, but
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes the crap that's making you not okay is about them.
Yeah, sure.
So you need to find like a friend or your mom or your sister or
Yeah.
whoever, and just let them know, like, hey, I am not okay right now, and I just
Mm,
need to unload all of this onto
yeah.
you,
That's
and
good.
just shut up and listen, okay?
Yeah,
Like, that's
totally. Yep.
it.
Oh, that's good. Angela, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your story. Seriously, I'm serious when I say it. Like, you are a powerful, amazing woman, and I'm honored to be able to talk with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It was such a pleasure to have you listen in. If you'd like more information about this guest and other guests, you can check that out on Facebook and Instagram at Mommispace. And you can also email me at mommispace@gmail.com if you want more details or have any questions or would just like to get in touch. I'm always looking for new connections. Also, it would mean so much if you could leave us either a rating or review or both on iTunes. This just gets the word out about the show. It's a way that we can get more connected with more mamas out there. And it really helps me out as I am doing this on my own. And sometimes I just need a little lift up, y'all. It's good to hear from you that way. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing week. Remember, you are loved, you are enough, and you are doing your very best. See you next week, Mama.